when it comes to the issue of racism or prejudice, we tend to have this mentality as if like we've made it, as if we feel like racism is dead now. But we're not quite there yet. Now, I'm not disparaging the fact that we have made a lot of progress, okay? Since the last 100 years, we've made a lot of progress in the right direction. But I don't want us to have the mentality of, I've made it. Because once we get that mentality, that's when we start to become complacent. And when we start to get complacent, we start to go from progression to being stagnant. Or even worse, to degression, okay? And I feel like right now, we're becoming more and more stagnant. And I feel as if soon enough, if we continue down the road that we're going, we might even start degressing. So it's very important that we do not have this mentality of we've made it, we can stop talking about it, forget about it, it's done away with. Because once we stop talking about it, once we stop addressing these issues, once we stop trying to continue to progress, we're going to start to plateau, and then we'll start to go downwards. Alright? And so, now granted, there's been a lot of progress made through government and through institutions, but at the end of the day, if we really want to get rid of this problem altogether, we can't just rely on the government or on institutions or on even the church, okay? Like, man, even the church, unfortunately, has been caught into the web of racism. And, it's supposed to be a place of, love and community and fellowship. And unfortunately, there's still a lot of racial tension and divide, even within the church. But like I said, this problem is not an institutional problem. It's not a corporate problem. It's not a government problem. It's not a police problem, okay? It's a heart problem, right? It's an individual problem. It's you and me, right? The power to really get rid of racism lies in our hands, the hands of the people. You can't just sit back and say, well, let's just wait for the government to get rid of the problem. Let's wait for this person to get rid of the problem. Let's get rid of that. No, the problem lies within us. It's not an external issue. It's an internal issue. We need to change the way that we perceive people, the way that we treat people, the way that we have preconceived notions about someone based on their skin color or on their religious belief or whatever the case may be. We need to change the way that we treat people. We need to change the way that we live our lives. Because if we're ever going to change this world and make it a better place, it's not going to start from the top and trickle itself down. It starts with us down here and it works its way up. Okay? So we need to live colorblind, love colorblind, because when you have individuals, when you have people who love people, and these people who love people are in, let's say, the government system, okay, those people are going to govern from the perspective of love and compassion, right? Those people who love people will go into the institutions, go into these corporations, go into whatever arena, and they're going to bring their love and compassion with them. And that's what's going to change the way people govern, change the way people have business, and so on and so forth. It starts with us, the people. Changing our hearts will change our lives. Changing our lives will change people. And the people is what changes these organizations, these institutions, these governments. Because these governments are made up of people. Institutions are made up of people. Corporations, organizations, all these things are made up of people. So as long as you have racist people, you're always going to have racist institutions and racist governments and racist whatever. It's the people who make it that way. Okay, so if we really want to change the government and change the world and change, whatever, to make it a better place, it starts with the hearts of the people. We need to learn to love one another in spite of all, in spite of skin color, in spite of social class, in spite of religion, in spite of politics and whatever your political leaning is, whatever the case may be, whatever we find so easy that divides us. Let's just do away with all that nonsense. How about instead we actually build bridges, we establish relationships, we actually get to know each other. Instead of me just prejudging you based on what I think you are, how about actually get to know who you really are? Maybe that will dispel the false notions that I have, and I'll actually treat you better because I actually know you better, right? So all I'm saying is this whole issue, we think of it as if it's this huge corporate problem, this huge government problem, this huge organizations, institutions, whatever. That's the problem. But really, it's not an external issue. It's an internal issue. It's with our hearts, the way that we view people, the way that we treat people, the way that we choose to love certain people certain ways and not so much other people in other ways. We need to truly have that Christ-like love, that unconditional love, that sacrificial love, that altruistic love. That's what's going to change the world. That's what's going to truly get rid of this racism and bigotry and prejudice and xenophobia and all these other things, okay? Because all we're doing right now is we're just cutting off branches, picking off bad fruit here and there, all right? But if you just cut off a tree branch, it's going to grow right back. You can chop the whole tree down if you want, but as long as the roots are intact, it's going to grow right back. It might take a while, but it's going to grow right back. And we have been chopping away at this tree, at this branch for years, and nothing has changed. We just keep seeing it grow back. And the problem is we're not attacking it at the root. And the root of the issue is our heart problem. The way that we view people, the way that we treat people, the way that we love people is not the way that we should be loving people. The way that we think about people is not the way that we should be thinking about people. The way that we view people and treat people is not the way that we should be viewing and treating people. Okay? The root of the issue is our hearts. And we need to have really a heart of love in order to really change the world. So live colorblind, love colorblind, live without any prejudgments or preconceived notions of anyone. Get to know them, learn to love them, have real relationships, and have empathy with others. That's what's going to make the world a better place. Love colorblind, love unconditionally, love sacrificially, love altruistically. And as always, think on these things. Alright, if you haven't got the message yet, I guess God spelled it out for you, huh? Live colorblind, love colorblind. Alright? That's the memo. That's the way that we should be living our lives and approaching our lives. Alright? So if you want to make that statement and put this on your heart, make this the burden of your heart. Alright? Get you a t-shirt. Rock the message. Alright? DevilThoughts.com/store. Link will be in the description as well. Probably be an annotation somewhere up here. I don't know. Coming up. And yeah, man, be sure to subscribe, continue to support, and love ya. I'm out.